Hey, what's up, everybody? We have a chance for a third trophy today. So, this is a bowl game. They're calling it the LA Bowl. It's in California. I think yesterday I referred to this as a Louisiana Bowl or something like that. That was wrong. This is the LA Bowl. And there are a few people in the stands. So the reason why this is set up this way is because the person creating this editor data file wanted to emulate the college football world of bowl games as much as possible and created a bunch of random bowl games in December, which is nice. But it's weird when you're only a third of the way through the season, and it's also weird to be a lower down team playing in some random bowl game that nobody's attending that is set up basically so that we can feel good and happy about ourselves or something. I don't get it. Here's Bowden with the free kick over to Cook, and he's not able to get a head onto it. It goes back to Gallagher. Gallagher with it, passes it forward, finds Evan Bowden again, and it ends up with Grant Martin somehow, who has a shot on goal, and that's knocked out for a corner, which is a very unusual call. You can see the Texas Tech fans are sitting on their hands, and there's a bit of a game of head volleyball there, and Cook ends up with the header on goal, and unfortunately that is not a shot with much English on it, and it's still 0-0. Pretty well done there by Martin, and he was able to win the corner because the goaltender for Texas Tech caught that one behind the line. So not so bad, I suppose. And like I said, this is a really, really bizarre setup. Daly now with the throw over to Sonhyun Tech, back to Daly. I wish we could play games like this at home so we could have actual fans there. Silvis with it now, and he passes this all the way back to Cook. Cook now works this one forward, looking for Aldana, and instead it is with the goaltender Gill. And he takes it and kicks it up the field. Sonhyun Tech with it now over to Bowden. Bowden knocks this one forward for Aldana. And Aldana passes back to Daly and over to Martin, who's wide open. I mean, what a defensive breakdown. Grant Martin was open. He had all the time in the world and could do anything he wanted with that. And he just took it one time and made the shot. And that makes it 1-0 BYU, and we are ahead once again. This was pretty well played by Aldana, back to Daly, and then over here to Martin, who was wide open. Really, as I said, poorly done by the Texas Tech defenders. And we're showing them that we really mean business. So it looks like Jorge Alberto Garcia has picked up a injury, and we're going to have to take him off here probably in a couple of minutes. So there's another problem for us to worry about. Bowden with this free kick, knocks this one forward, looking for Daly, can't find him, ends up with Aldana. Aldana passes this backwards to Garcia, who knocks this one out. We're going to take him off right away. I don't like the look of that from Garcia. It looks like he's really struggling. We're going to put Ciro Benitez on. And you know me, I really would prefer not to play Benitez. I would prefer to sell him because I don't think he's a very good player. He looks nervous coming on, and he better because I'm giving him the stink eye. And let's see here. Jimenez not quite able to win that header in midfield. It's with Braithwaite, who takes it up the right side. He crosses that one over for the striker for Texas Tech, whose name just sort of eluded me, and he heads that one up and over everybody's heads for a goal kick. Braithwaite here again had this cross, and it was Al-Ishan Ihan who headed that one up and over everything. And so we continue to move forward. Gallagher now with the throw over to Benitez. Benitez back to Gallagher. Gallagher over and finds Silvis. There's Silvis, and he lumps this one forward for Aldana, who's going to I just about beat the defense. He just missed doing that. It's with Daryl Daly. Daly's tackle, but stays with it over to Evan Bowden, then to Silvis. Silvis knocks a pass into Aldana. That's kind of a strange thing to do. And it ends up back with Gallagher. I was expecting Silvis to take a shot. In fact, I think Aldana was too. I think he was taken by surprise by that. This ball ends up with Gallagher over to Benitez, now to Sonhyun Tech, to Martin. Martin passes up to Daly, finds Bowden, and Bowden has a chance to cross, and the cross goes over to Aldana, who takes a tumble. I can't tell if he was actually fouled on that or not. It's always hard to tell with this match engine, and he was fouled. That should have been a foul called on Robinson. I'm not quite sure why that call didn't come from the referee. And here is a corner from Bowden. Still 1-0 BYU, so there's not that much for us to worry about. This one is knocked upward for Martin, back to Silvis. Silvis with it, and he moves in and then moves back again over to Cook. I don't understand why Silvis doesn't shoot there, why he passes back instead. That's a little bit of an odd decision when you're right at the mouth of the goal and you decide instead that it's better to take a shot from range. That seems odd to me, especially giving it back to somebody like Cook, who doesn't really have much of a long-range shot. So with Jimenez now over to Cook, Cook knocks this one forward to Daly. Daly with it. Takes it up their right side. Daly passes it down to Silvis. Silvis over to Evan Bowden, whose shot is deflected, and that one will go out for a throw-in. And so far, so good. The LA Bull is living up to its expectations, I suppose. I would have a lot more to say about it probably if we actually had a crowd here. And this is part of the question that we have, which is why are we playing a bowl game in a neutral location? Why don't we just play them in an exhibition game or something like that? I mean, there must be some better way to get this arranged so that it's not so like herky-jerky, we played our 9 games and now all of a sudden we're in a neutral site for a bowl game. I mean, we've had so few home games so far this season, it's ridiculous. We had 3 games in the California preseason tournament that was on a neutral site, and what was that cross? That went up to nothing and nobody, and that's really bizarre by us. With those 3 games on a neutral site, we had a bunch of non-conference games, 7, and then we had 9 games of a schedule, and now we're back to neutral site games. It's with Cook now. Cook passes this, and he doesn't pass it to anybody other than the defender, but it's Martin who grabs an interception and scores goal number 2. They're going to claim offsides, and I don't know who could have been offsides there. There was no way Martin was offside. He had half the team in front of him. No, it's been disallowed. So I guess he was offside. Let's take a look here and see. I see here. It's not Martin who's offside. It's Aldana who's standing right in front of the goalkeeper, and that would definitely explain why he wasn't able to make the save. So kind of a poor play there by Aldana, which is something that we're used to by now. As I was saying, we've had a lot of neutral site games, and we're going to have even more as we move forward, which is a little bit off-putting. Again, I know why it's set up this way, but I can tell you that it's not the best way to set this up. It would have been a little bit better if we had a little bit more creativity, I think, and we weren't just trying to slavishly follow everything that happens in college sports in the United States in real life. Still 1-0 BYU. We really should be up by more. We've done a good job so far in this match. Everybody's having a good match, but it seems that they have the momentum. They have the ball. Jimenez, though, is able to prevent that one from doing anything. There's a little lumping past Aldana, who looks like he's still asleep. And now it's Vanini with this, and it heads over to Braithwaite, whose header is far clear and wide of goal. Korn now with the free kick from goal over to Jimenez, and then on to the left to Gallagher to Son Hyun-taek. Son Hyun-taek over to Benitez. Benitez takes it up left-hand side, and then he passes this one back to Gallagher. Gallagher will walk with us a little bit back to Benitez. Benitez over to Gallagher again. Now to Son Hyun-taek, back to Gallagher. Gallagher over to Benitez. And Benitez has a little searching pass there, finds Martin, and Martin's looking backwards and just can't find anybody. And this winds up again with Texas Tech, and it's Vanini who's making everything happen over to Norgard, and Braithwaite has to go back and get that one after our defender, I'm not sure who it was able to knock that one back a little bit. Serna now over to Leon, and it's Jimenez who's able to get this one knocked back, looking for Aldana, and that was a real exploratory pass. Wasn't quite able to find him, and it doesn't really matter. I mean, we'll focus on playing defense in that case. Norgard with a really, really good opportunity, and I wish I knew which defender that was who ran right out in front of him and prevented anything from happening. I'm guessing that was Gallagher. I don't know. And I'll tell you, there's something else that's happening here that's really odd. None of our back line has yellow cards. When's the last time we saw that happen? Benitez knocks this one forward, looking for Daly, who must be offside. Daly will pass this over to Bowden, and that is deflected out for another corner. And I'm pretty sure that Daly's got to be offside here, and it looks really, really close. I'm not sure if we're going to see a tight offside replay or not, though. But there certainly were no defenders anywhere close to him. And no, we're not going to see that replay, so you'll just have to go back and take a look for yourself. Bowden here with the corner looks for Cook and finds him, despite the fact that Cook has 2 taller guys on him, and that forces a good save from Gill. This ball is knocked up the other way, and it's Daly who has it over to Silvis, and then over to Bowden. Bowden to Martin. Martin to Aldana. Aldana passes it back to Benitez, who sends it back to Aldana. The goaltender makes an awful save of it, and the defenders are standing around looking at each other, and Aldana is able to pick up the loose ball and knock it in for the goal, and it's 2-0 BYU now. And there's that goal from Aldana that we knew that was eventually going to come. Unselfish play by Aldana. Benitez rewards him, and that's not the best cross in the world. And the goaltender was a little bit unlucky there. Still would have gotten to that one and would have taken care of it had his defender not run in and got the deflection. And as a result, there's no place for the goaltender to go, and Aldana could just walk up and pick up the loose change. Gallagher now with this one after the free kick from Texas Tech over to Korn. Korn knocks this forward looking for Benitez. It wasn't much of a pass. It was a pretty poor decision by Korn. And Benitez now is a little bit behind the play, and it's Vanini with the header that forces a good save from Korn. And really, he kind of created his own nightmare, his own mess with that one. It is once again Texas Tech with the ball. It's over there with Gills. I'll put the mouse pointer out of the way. Over to Robinson now. Robinson knocks this one forward, and that's real easy for Korn to go back and to pick up and do as he pleases with it. He passes to Jimenez over to Gallagher. Gallagher loops this one forward, looking for Aldana. It ends up with Son Hyun Taek. Son Hyun Taek over to the side to Daly. Daly with it, he wins it off the defender and moves this one up for Martin, who has a great shot right in the mouth of goal that is knocked out. Another good save by that Texas Tech goaltender, and this will be another corner for us here in a second. We'll take another look at this here. This was a really, really good cross there by Daly to Martin, but I do think that Aldana was offside again. That's sort of what he does. I saw somebody said that the best way to not have your striker offside is to play strikerless, because your shadow striker attacking midfielders will not be offside for whatever algorithmic reason. So that might be something for us to try at some point in time in the future. 2-0 still BYU. We are just here knocking on the door of the end of this match. Here's Harvey with the last free kick of the game, probably for Texas Tech. Al-Ishan Ihan has it, and it's taken off of him over to Garcia. Garcia over to Howard, and that is deflected, and it's going to be Korn who runs up and grabs this one. And it really isn't not much to be worried about from our perspective. Korn holds on to it, and he's going to blast this one up forward, looking for Aldana, who can't get to it, of course. It's Cook, though, who can, and he heads it over to Daly. Daly looks forward to Martin, can't quite find him, but it goes back only as far as Gallagher. Gallagher, who's come way up from out in the back, and he passes back to Son Hyun Taek. Son Hyun Taek will stand with it a little bit, passes this forward, looks for Daly, and Daly's offside. That's going to be a goal kick, and this is going to be the final kick of the game if it even comes off, and it won't, and that's the end. So BYU has won yet another trophy. This is, 1, 2, 3, the third trophy that we've had so far this season. We had one in the last match as well. It's getting a little bit ridiculous with the trophies here. I mean, do we really need a trophy after winning the Division I AA bowl game? I get it, right? And I kind of like it, I guess. But is this really a major accomplishment? Is beating Texas Tech going to be the great accomplishment of the season? I mean, that match against Boise State was really close and was a little bit nerve-wracking. This one against Texas Tech was really not that close at all. It was kind of the sort of thing that we felt that we knew we were going to win for sure the entire way, and I barely even touched the bench, right? I didn't worry about much. The guys didn't look like they got very tired playing in it, so I don't know. Once again, there are a lot of questions about the way that things are set up here in this editor data file. I do know that some of you are playing with it, and I would love to hear what your feelings have been on going through with it, maybe a little bit faster than I have been. I am not quite all that impressed. You can see we had 60% of the possession, a huge XG. Played really well. Probably should have won by a bigger margin than that. And there you have it. I hope you're having a good day. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.